Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for game number 2 between Vega Squadron and NaVi. The latter winning game number 1 pretty solidly here. Now they're only one game away from making it to the very final game, the final series of the PGL CIS qualifiers coming up after this one. My name is Drangjob. I'm joined by Wakinef and Delta Foxtrot Bravo. How are you guys doing? Still excited?
You know it.
Oh yeah.
Super hype. Clockwork just came out. We're gonna see more Clockwork plays. General and Roger both play that hero super well. We saw it last game. So I was talking to you about the last couple of games that they've drafted Clockwork in the first phase. I was about how it's a little bit weird that they're picking right now after his nerf. Like before it was pretty common, but they're just playing Clockwork so well. He's always where he needs to be. He's always making space for his team, and like sometimes you see him dying off by himself. Same with Roger, but like they always have something in mind when they're doing it. It's never like a wasted death, in my opinion. They're usually making space, trying to put out a ward, etc. So they're playing super well. But it looks like NaVi want no part of that Venomancer that Vega Squadron drafted last game. So ban this time around. Your thoughts on these two heroes coming out? Earth Spirit and Disruptor, though, Foxy.
Both really good heroes against Clockwork. You're able to move him away from his cogs in the laning phase. He can't use his cogs to run away. Earth Spirit, again, another hero that you can just kind of kick out the Clockwork or roll yourself away to safety in that kind of those early game rotations that Clockwork wants to do. So good good first two opening for Vega Squadron. Silencer going to be the follow-up pick for NaVi. I'm not sure if this is going to be core support. I would imagine though that it would be support. So that they already know that Vega Squadron has really good counter initiation with the Earth Spirit and Disruptor. So just allowing them to have the ability to jump onto Vega Squadron and dropping that global down without having to worry about any kind of responses from their supports. So good pick up with the Silencer. Definitely one of my favorite heroes. If Dragon Jock can remember in our pubs together. But I do want to point out the hype though is that Dandy has been kicked from NaVi and their sub G Arena has been pulled back in. So
yeah.
G Arena hype.
The news doing well, but I think they actually have a time sharing agreement, so they switch them out interchangeably. So
General kicked for QQQQQQ as well.
Yeah.
Probably stopped crying and ready to play.
Less QQ, more QQ. Am I right?
One thing I want to say real quick though, before we go too deep into the G Arena hype, is Clockwork. Just how strong it is. Vega Squadron obviously having a huge amount of respect for NaVi's play on Clockwork, picking two heroes, letting us see both of their supports and their roaming potential start of the game. Like both those counters are for Clockwork. They're just playing reactionary Dota at this, so they must be very, very afraid of Clockwork's performance.
10 seconds.
Well, it's a very strong hero, and the way NaVi play it, and the way I guess you're supposed to play this hero is you are constantly providing vision with the rocket flare, and just when you're off the map, it just provides a lot of map pressure. Most of the time, most teams are only going to show maybe one or two heroes in the lanes, and when you're not seeing the other three, you're wondering like, okay, where's this coming from? Are they gonna jump in from here? Are they gonna attack from here? Are they warding over here? So you start messing with the other team in terms of what they can and can't do, because like, oh, if we don't have vision here, then we can't walk there because Clockwork and two other supports or a support and a core are not showing on the map. So what do we do? So it provides a lot of mental pressure on the other team when you playing this kind of playstyle that NaVi does. But Vega Squadron responding with the Darkseer, obvious combinations with the vacuum into kinetic field and static storm, classic combination and pretty potent actually. So. And NaVi not showing any kind of heroes that can stop Darkseer, but they will now have Bloodseeker. Neff, do you think they're going to try to line up this Bloodseeker against the Darkseer in the safe lane, or maybe send it to the mid lane? What do you think?
They have a lot of options here. They could play their Silencer as we were talking about how they could play that as a carry or a support. Same with Clockwork. They've shown that they played as a support or an offlaner. I think NaVi is drafting like a little bit differently than most teams, but they're doing it super well. Like I might even say that they're building the new meta.
New meta.
I was really worried that we were going to see nothing but like Earthshaker, Venomancer, Necrophos picks in this first upcoming major, especially after like we pretty much have sort of the same meta that we had at TI. I guess it's adapted a little bit, but I'm glad NaVi's changing it up. These games are really exciting to watch and cast.
Yeah, I think though that the next patch will be coming in a month. I think that was the last announcements that Valve made. So maybe we'll see some new heroes, some new reworks. Well, I mean, we're gonna see some new heroes, but some new reworks to old heroes, and get a nice little breath of fresh air into the metagame. But Vega Squadron picking up the PL. Drag and Drop, what do you think about this PL pick?
That's actually a hero that we've seen a lot yesterday when I was casting alone in the second series of Quark. The Vega Squadron picked it up, I believe Double Dimension as well in the earlier series before before the game against Vega, so it's actually more common than you might think these days in the CIS scenes. This one though, not so much. Are we gonna see a Dandy Pudge now?
Oh, I hope so.
Well, we're not going to see a Dendy Pudge. We might see a G Arena Pudge.
Oh, right. Well played.
I don't know how good G Arena is on Pudge. Maybe.
Yeah, could G Arena be the new Pudge player to surpass Dendy?
I don't know, man. Not sure that's possible.
Drag and Drop briefly left speechless.
Yeah, it's
As
that's a hero that's. But yeah, no seriousness, Pudge. For a while, he's been kind of picked more frequently, but not recently. So, why do you think they pick it here now?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure. It does provide some kind of lockdown for the PL, and in some ways, some laning pressure against the Darkseer. You have a way to pull him back when he tries to surge away. You can slow him down. Darkseer is not very fast in the beginning, and he doesn't really want to. He wants to try to get his levels, or at least his first level 2. But when you have a combination like Pudge and maybe another support, if it's not a support silencer, it could make things very, very scary. But NaVi is going to pick up the Lina, so this will push the silencer to support role. And G Arena, I imagine, would take this Lina to the mid lane, and Bloodseeker would be going to Crystallize. It feels more like his type of hero anyway. He likes to play like these space makers, these playmaker kind of carries.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
After all, it's not Dendy, it's G Arena we're talking. If it was Dendy, he would definitely be on the Pudge. But
looks like Roger Pudge now, and an off-lane Clockwork in hands of General.
I'm actually not sure. I'm really not sure how NaVi are gonna run this. I'm gonna have to see more of their games to see exactly how they play. But I love this new NaVi lineup.
Viper.
Right.
G Viper.
Not G, but GG. No, I'm not gonna try it. I'm sorry. But yeah, somehow the ticket broke. This is why we have this weird naming situation, and I did not get the chance to actually figure out who's who. That's of course his proper name.
Yeah, we know that Aloha Dance is
yeah. Aloha Dance is the Phantom Lancer. G is G, and then we have Afterlife, who's probably gonna be the Clockwork. And then the Slayer.
You mean Darkseer?
On Darkseer, of course.
Did they forget to ticket this lobby or something?
No, it's broken. I mean, the lobby settings weren't changed. Yeah, the lobby settings weren't changed, so Volvo broke it somehow. I don't know how that worked out.
That does happen sometimes.
Kill Me, the Disruptor is Yomo the Slayer. CIS, of course, on the Earth Spirits. We've got Afterlife and Darkseer. Better Than, as his name is, it's gonna be Aloha Dance. AKA the real you, the PL, and then G on the Viper.
One thing I want to talk about real quick. What's with all the pirate sets on these heroes?
There's
so many different heroes that have a pirate set.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's a collector's cache or whatever it was called.
Yeah, there was
one
a
TI set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're killing my lore, guys. Look at it. He has a tentacle gun on his Pudge. How does that make sense?
Well, Pudge in his lore. I'm gonna go to the lore here.
We're gonna have a lore discussion now, seriously?
In his past life?
Yeah, he was a guy who went into the battlefields and just kind of cleaned up and collected body parts. So I guess you can do that in a naval battle or a beach battle. He never specified what kind of battlefield he was on.
That's how we got Alpine Stalker Ursa set. Cowboy hat. Whatever.
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
I mean, neither does Pirate Pudge. You can try and, like, rearrange the words however you want, but it still doesn't make sense.
Okay, nephew, you don't understand. So, if you're a pirate, you can do what you want because a pirate is free.
Oh
true.
no! Stop!
It's a pirate's life for me.
And
Oh no!
Nephew, you have to realize
Pick
you
up
are a
on
pirate. So do
You
what
are
you
hard.
want, because a pirate is free. You know?
Stop!
It definitely is a pirate's life for me.
Alright.
Enough.
I'm pretty sure by the end of the series we'll have successfully mentally broken Neff.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. You.
Alright,
People
so
are sick.
how do you think these lanes are gonna work out? We're obviously gonna have G Viper mid with fairly standard lanes, I guess. So
Fairly standard lanes. Lena might struggle against the Viper. She does have ways to push out the creep wave to get the Viper off of her. If G decides to go more heavily pointed corrosive skin, the lane will get a little bit more difficult for Lena mid. So it's gonna kind of depend on how the Viper plays. Lena does actually have ways to kill the Viper. She does have enough burst damage to take him down. A lot of times you think that this matchup is heavily Viper favored, but if the Viper misplays, then the Lena can take advantage of it. But in terms of the other lanes, what do you think about the Bloodseeker Darkseer matchup, Neff? How does that break down?
I
30
mean,
seconds to battle.
Bloodseeker generally you can throw a Blood Rage out on the creeps, heal up any damage the Darkseer does to him, so it's a pretty solid pickup. Not a whole lot Darkseer can do to zone the Bloodseeker out of lane. Maybe at the start of the laning phase, he beats the Bloodseeker. Of course, I'm pretty sure I talked to both of you about just how Bloodseeker works in regards to him being more powerful when your allies are weaker and less likely to help you, and that's pretty
The
huge.
battle begins.
I don't really like Bloodseeker that much though, so but I give them props for picking Pudge. Love Pudge. No Giarina Pudge though. Feels bad.
Ripperino Dondorinos.
well, Roger, he's only got the wind lace. He's also saving up for Boots of Speed right now. He will finish it on the side shop, so interesting build for him. Just max movement speed. So, really curious to see how that works out on him, at any rate.
Meanwhile, bottom lane general just being very annoying and pulling in some creeps.
Yeah.
Get that easy free XP.
Try to get a full wave, but actually maybe a little bit better even, so he's gonna get these two creeps. The lane might push a little bit towards the tower and then it'll push back. Maybe
Looks
not
like-
though, with the equilibrium as it is.
I wanted to say this real quick. The Darkseer has opted for not fighting against that Blood Rage power and Bloodseeker at all. Instead, just going to the jungle and abandoning the lane, which is fine because I guess now Roger's not going to do as well, but he's responding pretty well himself with stacking and probably going to pull these camps. That way, he's still getting experience,
Yep.
gold.
Yeah, Roger realizing that getting kills on other lanes is not really likely, so just zoning out Afterlife into this top lane will be the play. And Afterlife knowing that going to that top lane against that Pudge is not really won't really give him too much, just because Pudge is really good at zoning out. And with that movement speed build that he went for, there's no way he's gonna run out of there. But mid lane,
Diaz rolled between these two heroes and didn't actually connect it, so it was finding himself in a bit of a rough position. Thanks a lot of damage in return.
yeah,
I was
there's
telling
no.
you guys. Mid lane is the new off lane. See, they completely abandoned the off lane on the side of Radiant, and they decided to make the safe or mid lane the new off lane.
Is Seneko gonna get a solo kill here? No, he will not.
But wouldn't that make the side jungle the new offlane? With the offlaner being there? Oh god, with the creep, okay.
Oh, who's gonna
And
win this
oh,
man
look at
fight?
this! Doppelganger out, but the real one! Ah, they catch him! 30 points into rocket flare! You don't often see it, but in this case it was used to get the kills. First blood. Asking for a pause to celebrate, I guess. As he walks back to base.
Pause, please. Please pause.
Bring back General. This guy's a BMer.
Well, that is going to give General a lot of items to start off with. He's going to get that wind lace and boot speed, so it looks like he's going to be opting for that Tranquil's build. As we're going to see up here, ooh, Roger almost getting that invis, but they still will get that kill.
Diet, he rolled right on top of him. I'm not sure if that was planned or not, but well, it didn't really turn out too well. The arena with the rotation.
It's just a rock,
happening,
and you're trying to roll into a fat man.
Yeah.
It's gonna kind of
Just gonna bounce right off,
belly.
exactly. Yeah.
Did you say rock and roll? Eh? Eh?
Oh, okay.
It's getting worse and worse.
I'll give that
I
one
do
to you.
sincerely
You needed
apologize
one.
for the viewers, but
No, absolutely not. The only reason I do this with you is so I can people listen to really bad fun. That's my plan, man.
well, he's succeeding. Neko taking over the middle lane here for a little bit. The arena back in base, recharging on mana. Bottom lane, General, he's still doing alright.
Radiant's top tower is under
Almost level
attack.
4. So he's, of course, at first blood helping out tremendously.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's currently level 3. Dark Seer. Where is his offlane counterpart at? Currently level 4. Being able to get more free farm and constant experience. Not to mention that Clockwork, even though he did get that first blood, he did have to leave the lane, so he missed a couple waves there.
Alright, so once again we find ourselves in a situation where NaVi get the slightly better end of the trades in these lanes.
Looks like they're gonna get another kill here.
Limps back here, keeps General out, but Roger not so much. Finish up that kill, but yeah, it's yet another indication. So NaVi's off to a good start, even in mid, right? This 2v2 actually working in favor and making sure that Danny can keep up in terms of last hits. Might even get a kill here on Zayats. Nice little stone though, now that this turns us around, Lightstrike Array will keep Viper away from Seneko now.
Here comes
That's from
Roger.
Danny, Roger looking for a hook on level 1, so not the biggest range. It will be enough here if he wants to go for it. I feel confident enough here to land it.
It's actually kind of interesting. Roger opted to go for a second point in Rot instead of the meat hook.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that.
It's doubling the damage, I guess.
Nobody's done that in the history of Dota.
Maybe it was a misclick. Maybe he wants just to prevent more move speed from heroes running away.
I mean, the slow doesn't scale, only the damage.
Yeah, he does have a raindrop, so maybe he thought that until he gets his full earn up or another way to get mana regen, he doesn't have a stick or anything, that he doesn't want to be wasting too much mana on hooks and rely most of his damage on Rot.
Yep.
Well, Roger's shown himself to be a very smart player. I'm sure he has something in mind as far as going this build. I doubt it was a misclick. Like, he's going to be getting more damage off overall. The hook
Put up some more pressure bottom now. They see Zayats on the side. The hook will connect, but a little bit
No
too
follow-up.
scary right now. Alright, so what is Vega's plan going forward? I mean, they have the Darkseer who's getting free jungle farm. He's level 6 now. He has his soul ring, so he's doing alright. Also have a Phantom Lancer who's kind of keeping up still, despite all this pressure. What do they want to do with that come 10, 15
Roger
minutes?
might be in trouble here.
That is a
Being
level
out.
6 Bloodseeker,
Yeah,
but
that is. Right, that's also Bloodseeker in game. I almost forgot about that.
how could you? It's top of the last hit charts, but I guess Darkseer is sort of keeping up, but Bloodseeker head and shoulders above everybody else for as far as
but
net worth goes.
A lot of Darkseer's creep kills have been just neutral camp, so if you look maybe perhaps on the net worth instead, we'll
That's,
see that
700 gold difference.
not too bad. Not doing too bad in terms of his team. So neutral, I guess neutral creeps do give you a lot of gold, more gold than I thought they did.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
even though
is
they've
under
reduced
attack.
bounties and whatnot. I just want to say that they've responded to that really well, the Bloodseeker pickup, but it looks like fight bottom.
General going in here, Doppelganger already forced out. Kinetic Field not quite catching him. The Cogs do find a Phantom Lancer. He's eating his way out of it though. Kill me sitting on the side. Lair,
Enough
as he's
mana.
also called. Ooh, the hook almost catches that Phantom Lancer. And yeah, they figured he must have TP'd out, but he's still sticking around in this area.
Roger
Well,
not
they-
giving up though.
Yeah, if they're talking to Crystallize and I'm like, well, I know that Crystallize may be telling them I know somebody's low, so they might just still try to go for it. But Roger's looking for something out here. Maybe he's gonna fish for a hook.
Yeah. At this
I don't want
point,
to spin that.
you
Run into Zayak instead. He's all alone here. None of his
Just to
teammates.
roll the other way, and yeah, he'll be fine. Can be quite tough to actually keep up with your Spirit Net, even with the slow and everything. Make sure that you can get in front of his roll. Speaking of roll, that is actually will connect onto Clockwork, and a lot of mana to work with, but does have the battery assault going. Zed's dropping low, and
Got the hook.
well, the hook, Darkseer tanking it, sacrificing himself though. Maybe not worth it. He ends up falling. Roger dropping very low to all this damage being thrown out, but ultimately it's another one, another score, and another one. As Roger didn't opt to walk away, just walking in for another hook, making the most out of his mana.
Yeah, everything's going the way of NaVi this game. Feels like Darkseer is responding to things as well as they could, but I think NaVi's draft against them was brilliant, and I think Vega Squadron they took too many. They focused their supports too much on countering the Clockwork because they were terrified of it. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but
I mean, that was one of the things they tried to counter out the initiation from NaVi with that Clockwork, but their laning phase was just maybe a little bit weak. They did have the Viper and the Earth Spirit sitting mid, but you did have to deal with two very long range supports, or not supports, two very long range heroes with the Silencer and the Lina, so they couldn't really jump onto them, so they were able to harass down Zayak, and he couldn't really do much in that mid lane, so that allowed General to get all the XP that he wanted bottom, and he's now hitting level 6, so maybe just a little bit behind where he would hope for, but he's hitting that hook now, and he's heading over to the mid lane.
Neko will be tracked down by 3 heroes. So this rotation a little bit too late, at least to save his body, but not too late to get a kill. But now he's in trouble himself. G pops the ultimate on him. Holy Hunter Afterlife also coming back in. So, well, Clockwork will get 2, but will give his own life. So 2 for 2 trade overall. They can't quite get the right angle for the hook. Cancel the TP. So the Viper will be just fine despite everything.
That's totally worth it for General getting a solo double kill by himself.
Yes, the Viper also got quite a few spells off there, and he got some kills of his own. Meanwhile, on bottom, the Phantom Lad's dying. Well, that'll relativize everything a little bit already. I feel like if Vega wants to get a foothold in this game, they're gonna need Viper to get bigger and bigger.
yeah, but how big can he get? And this is all happening without Bloodseeker really being on the map. You have to realize once he comes into the game, things are gonna get very,
Radiant
very
scan.
scary.
Actually find Roger here. Can he do something with that? A couple of heroes coming in. They still have the glimpse available. Bring him right back out in front, and yeah, really good catch with the scan there on the Radiant side. And now, well, getting a tower will go a long way of getting Viper to the spot. I mean, he's already caught up Dandy for the most part, especially with the tower last hit now, even surpassing him in terms of net worth. They might even, yeah, okay, no, like a little bit too far away. So finally Vega gets something going their way without big counterplays.
Yeah, now that's...
I really want to talk Bloodseeker. Like what he's gonna bring into this game once he finally comes in. He's been by himself this whole game.
Hold up, though. Global Silence, gonna go Phantom Lancer, and okay. Didn't take long at all. Clockwork might be a trade here, just steeping out. Nothing left to cancel it in this general area. Zed also looking for G Arena, but next field not quite giving the vision. Instead, they find Roger Glimpse, or Vacuum will cancel the ultimate. He gets what? He gets an eye off? Are you kidding me? Denny's still there. He's showing himself with a bit of some extra spells, and Soneko coming in. Damage over time, still Nerf Spirit, so he'll take out to that. Danny almost gets the last nuke on the Afterlife who's TPing out, but now, well, he has to TP himself. Nothing left to cancel it, even inside the Static Storm. Oh man, Crystallize, he's still super fast. He did throw out a Blood Right. Didn't really participate too much in the fight, I believe.
Yeah, he got,
So just now, Rupture on the Viper. He doesn't have a Town Portal Scroll at the off cooldown, so G has to fight here, but he can't. 3 people around him trying to go for the hook play with the Rupture, but...
Pause, please.
But at least it's a kill for Crystallize.
I think General is missing his chat wheel.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are.
I'm not. Why are you killing my ears? God. Don't you care about me, drag and drop?
Ah, you know what they say.
I don't know what they say.
Money to burn.
I know the German version would be, was sich liebt, das neckt sich.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I totally get you. Me too. Thanks.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright, top lane. It is lower than. Just trying to find farm wherever he can. He did go for the Soul Ring build and Phantom Lancer, but I guess it's a good value item regardless.
They're gonna scout out this Radiant rotation here from the back. Can they make a play here? They are smoked up.
I'm gonna try. Soneko's there. Does have another global silence in another couple of seconds. He just cannot get caught out right now, which he is Zayat with a perfect roll, so they will be able to finish him off. But before he gets a global silence off the hookshot, meanwhile, onto the Disruptor. So he's not gonna throw out too many spells. And Roger keeping G locked down. The Blood Ride on a couple of heroes forced to go deeper into the jungle, but a lot of damage being done here in return. With another stone, the Radiant Courier dies in the middle of that and Crystallize. Actually a lot of trouble here. That's gonna be a kill. Second one for Afterlife. Make it another one for G. The tower shot. Not quite enough to bring him down. This even survives this ordeal. Box here, same story. Damage over time from Silence and not lasting long enough despite all the spells being cast. So all they lose there is the Disruptor. You get 3 heroes in return.
Really well played there by Vega Squadron. Super good. And they chose not to keep the Bloodseeker on the bottom tower and take that, and they managed to actually take down the Bloodseeker, who was shoulders above everybody with net worth. So that's exactly what they need to get a handle back on this game. You were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
Like this. Go ahead.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult for Navi if they're not all initiating at the same time. They need to have this clockwork come in, and they have the global silence that comes in afterwards, and maybe Dendi burst somebody down in that time frame. Because if they don't do that, Clockwork will eventually have his mech. He does have his mech fully purchased here. Viper maxed out corrosive skin here at level 11. He actually opted not to go for the poison attack damage. He went for the corrosive skin, so he's super tanky. Earth Spirit obviously strength here, very tanky himself. So if they don't get the kills that they have in that global silence, at least in these early levels or in these early stages of the game, it's gonna make for pretty hard fights as we saw there.
Bottom lane. Slayer, he does have found himself an Industry and scouts of 2 people. Can set up for nice static storms. Going on Soneko, has to glimpse him back. Holding on to his ultimate here, they don't quite need him, or maybe they do. Nice little defensive hook from Roger, but will it be enough? Vacuum back just in range. That's the answer into a solid no, so yet another kill. Gee, claiming that for himself, it'll get him closer to the Ogre Club. For his Dragonlance, so getting somewhere, right? Early game, doesn't really matter how many kills you get there if you then give up just a few in the mid game. Speaking of kills, though, down bottom, they'll reestablish some control here on this side of the map. Good hookshot there from General, and now let's try and punish the tower as well. There's no fortification available. Vega's just gonna have to let this go and at least make some trades happen down on the bottom lane.
Yeah, not a bad trade for them. They traded support and a tier 2 for a tier 1. So also getting some bloodstone charges for Dendi. But are they going to find any kills down here?
Well, they're looking. Roger threatening the hook, but the creep coming in, the surge from Darks here, keeping G alive. Limps back, and another stag stone to Dendi. Don't have any sort of follow-up here. Crystal is also in the middle of that. Don't really feel comfortable. Darks here sitting there on the side. Zayat's also, well, he'll tank some of that aggression. Meanwhile, in the back though, Dendi is still fighting. But G will, oh god, a deny from the Bloodstone. G doesn't even get that kill. Another deny here. It's the 3rd one this game in total, I believe now. They will at least get Crystallize. He is unable to pull the same feat. Miss up on the high ground, but it's not fast enough with everyone being full health. So, this Viper.
Oh, gee. Such a monster right now on this Viper.
Not even done yet. Clockwork's still there. Does have a hookshot. Can use it defensively here, perhaps. Neko putting himself in good position, but it's not opening throw there. Just relies on his tankiness. That'll be enough. Actually uses the hookshot aggressively here. They won't get this kill, but Vacuum to interrupt. Then he was looking to throw out some spells of his own. Now the pendulum swings again. NaVi are the ones looking for the kill. The hook barely off the mark.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But hey, while all this was happening, look at top lane. A lot of space created here for the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, you know what? It seems that the team that's not using their 1 position seems to be winning these fights.
I'm sure that's how
It's
you
so
figure
funny
out
because
Dota,
it's true.
I
right?
figured don't your carry just needs to AFK farm and then you win. You win. That's how you have to play Dota.
Yeah.
So if you're a carry, never join your team.
This is. I feel like if you feed this kind of information to viewers, they're gonna take you seriously, man.
I mean, if
These
it
people
works
don't
in
know
pro-
if you're joking.
If pro players are doing it, why can't I do it in my pubs?
Because you're not a pro player.
You can't make these kind of
Like
jokes when
this.
Navi's playing.
But if I do it, then I become a pro player?
God. Let's try and take away from that. Look at top lane. We see them pushing the tower. Not talk about throwing our carries to AFK farm.
We're trying to trade here. Vega already. Yeah, NaVi already took down the bottom tower. Vega trying to finish up the tier 2 themselves, but they don't quite have the tower damage. They have to respond to this pressure. G Arena trying to TP out. The global silence actually prevents a stun interrupt from the Earth Spirit, so covering fire from Soneko will be enough for Dendy, but not enough for the Pudge. Global silence expiring just in time for his TP to be cancelled, so a bit of a consolation prize. G now on a dominating spree. Not quite enough to get him ahead of Dendy or Crystallize, of course, as the Midas going. But he's keeping up. He's kind of scary the way these fights are going.
Yeah, one thing that I am worried about though, is we're gonna see maybe some initiation here on Dendy.
That is
Like,
Static
we'll be
Storm.
taken down here.
Crystallize dropping down the Blood right here in return. A Rapture comes out onto the Vipers, who kind of has to stand there, but Vacuum onto 2. Follow-up damage here. G Arena, well, he's still taking out, but barely makes it out of range of that Ion Shell. And now the turn on is there. Hook shot limps back there, though, onto the Clockworks. So Darkseer might still survive this here with the Cogs in good position. But damage over time might be enough to take him out, though, unless the TP is right back to base right now. That should be enough heals. Just barely. Limping
man.
away.
Dendy's just barely getting out of there.
Yeah.
That urn
It's
saved
so
his
close
life.
on both sides.
The urn though, guys. The urn though.
That earned dough.
Really well played by.
Is that a meme I'm not familiar with? So
No. That urn though, my god. It's just saving Dendy's life. Like, that would have been a really huge kill.
bottom lane, Crystallize. Go
It's
for
working
another
towards
attempt on
his
him here.
radiance, but he might get
Soneko will
slowed
scout the
down here.
rotation outside. Going for the easier kill. That will be a Death Silencer. And Crystallize gets enough space to TP out. Yeah, I mean, this Bloodseeker, he's had complete free farm up top. He went for the Midas. Now all he has to show for it is the Youth Scepter. Going for the Radiance build. What do you think about that? Is there something else that he could have gone to maybe be even more impactful in these fights?
Yes, there are things that he could go to more impactful in the fights. However, I think once he gets his Radiance and his Black King bar, they just win the game. They run over this enemy team. So he's going for the long game. I think he's playing exactly how we need to play.
Yeah, I believe that Navi realizes that fighting into them right now is not the best idea. The net worth that's on Crystallize has not been realized yet. He does not have his Radiance up. He probably would have wanted it maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago, but he was kind of dying in these fights early on and not being able to farm as much as he wanted to. So Navi just trying to play for get those items, Shadow Blade up on Dendy. They're just trying to stabilize themselves here because trying to take this Viper and PL, which is now he has his full. He almost has his Manta up now, just missing Ultimate Orb and the recipe. So Navi just kind of waiting it out. Maybe wanted to slow down the game a little bit, just like they had in game 1.
What have we here? Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They definitely they've shown that they know how to reach their win conditions, and I guess win the game is the easiest way to put it. Sorry, I have no clever way of spinning that one.
Yeah, but in terms of win conditions for Vega Squadron, I think they're okay with maybe delaying the game out a little bit. Viper is only getting tankier. It looks like he's going for the Maelstrom build, which is pretty strong. The Mjolnir Maelstrom build. And I worry how that they're going to kill the PL. I feel that once PL gets a heart, it essentially becomes unkillable. I'm not sure how they bring him down.
PL hasn't achieved critical mass yet, and he won't for a while. I mean, Meta Style is going to help, definitely, but he's still behind where he wants to be. Right, he has the Mental queued up. Afterwards, they put the shovel. As they can get a kill here. They would turn into something, but instead they just use the it's being zapped down by the G Arena, and a TP out there from better than will not be successful. Cancel gold silence as well to prevent him from doppelgangering, and they get that kill, setting him back even further. So if NaVi can keep this up, they can keep the Phantom Lancer down. They still have a timing window to do whatever they want across the map. But yeah, I think you're right. If a lower dance gets to the point, it's gonna get harder and harder in the late game.
Yeah, they need these plays just to be able to accelerate Dendi up to a point where he can fight them in the high ground, or fight them in the late game.
Fight breaking out here. Dendi, they actually catch him as he TP'd, vacuumed back into the Stag Storm. Still needs some more damage though, and they can't get it. Roger with the interruption, and the glimpse back though. Forces out another deny. They just can't quite pop the pinata, because these kill attempts are too far apart. Lots of them coming with cooldown again. At the very least, it's down to 8 seconds now.
I mean, both the kills on, both the deaths, on Dendi are suicides for Bloodstone, so they're not getting the gold for killing him. So, 300 seconds apart, each of them.
If you're a Vega fan, you would say they're not getting it yet.
Ah, true.
Like, this kind of money influx, if Phantom Lancer could possibly get that kill, if they catch Dendi out again soon, and in the same similar kind of fashion, then that would go a long way of getting Vega back into a more comfortable position in this game.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that Vega needs to do something before this Bloodseeker manages to get his BKB though, because he's just gonna run a train on the enemy team once he gets it. Just gonna rupture somebody that. Yeah, rupture somebody, just BKB and charge right past all the heroes into the back line, melee down the supports while Clockwork keeps everyone in place with his cogs and his hook shot, everything.
All smoked up now. Darksphere dropping down some iron shells. They're waiting for Crystallize to show up again here. They try to tempt him with this juicy creep wave. The dust comes out, and they actually get the glimpse here inside the Stag Storm. It's such a great pickoff. Trying to delay this a little bit as teammates are scrambling to come in. Gold silence for covering fire. The hookshot taking out the disruptor. Oh, almost here. Force of across. Crystallize is still alive. The only Zayak actually hitting him. And, well, the 4 staffs on the Viper will set him up for death as he was ruptured up. 3 heroes die instead. Crystallize proving to be too tanky and too resilient with that Yule Scepter.
Too handsome.
That too. Little bit of recipe on the courier. And we'll give that to Dendi.
Yeah, oh yeah, pick up against the PL Juxtapose and the Viper Corrosive Skin.
Yeah.
Super big against the Viper. Gonna negate the Corrosive Skin. No magic damage resistance anymore against the Lina. Just gonna blow him up with Laguna Blade because he has a lot of HP, but he's not the tankiest hero in the world. 2,000 health, and Dendi does like a lot of damage, especially with Blood Rage on him, which we just saw. Yeah. Oh no!
Doing a lot of damage here. They do quite a bit. The Phantom Lancer goes up to the shrine, and now Giarita he does not have the Bloodstone this time, and there it is. Pinata is popped. 747 gold into the hands of the Phantom Lancer.
Well played.
He's gonna be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with all of these fights, NaVi, they're not gaining too many more objectives. They're not getting Roshan, they're not getting Immortals. I mean, tier 1 mid is still standing, for crying out loud.
I mean, there was a 2k gold swing just for the kill on Dendi.
Yeah,
that's huge.
So
maybe feeling a little comfortable there and then trying to go for that kill.
I mean, sorry, I didn't mean Dendi, I meant Giarina. Bring back Dendi. That Giarina guy. The
Giarina feeder. Bring back my Dondo.
That's going to be asking for Giarina when Dendi's playing and vice versa.
Yeah. We do see a blink pickup on Pudge here. Will increase their initiation potential. Roger and, as we've seen this past week, Roger and General have been playing pretty well in terms of tandems and initiation play. So Roger now being able to keep up with General in terms of what they can do at the start of the fights. But what are the next steps here? I guess a smoke coming in for them.
Yep, and the Black King bar coming out on the Bloodseeker. They're gonna kill the enemy now. This is where it happens. He has the Black King bar. They're finished.
Snako
It's a
revealing
bold
himself.
prediction there, Nev.
Huh? I
Go
don't know.
straight for Roshan here with that, so they have that security. Owl is being attacked as well, and Vega should know about this. They should figure this out. Alright. Something's amiss. The smoke up. Rocket will scout out Phantom Lancer, not everyone else though. The stun comes through, cancel crystallize together with a bash. The global silence. Can they counter it out? Yeah, they can. Vacuum back into the one. Another bash here. Bloodseeker almost dies. And one more right click from his own illusion, not quite. He will stick around to fight another day. Silencer not so much. Darkseer will be helped out by his two cores. 2 for 2 trade. Oh man, I was so close, but now it is Vega who go back into the Roche pit. They finish it off themselves. So low. Crystallize doesn't want to let that happen, but it's too late. The Rupture comes out, but once again, he cannot fight heads on. He cannot man fight against this. But force on Phantom Lancer does a lot of damage. He doppelganger dodges the blood right there. That'll keep him alive a little bit longer and let the Rupture time out. Meanwhile, G Arena dies again. Triple kill for G, but Rupture, Crystallize, he's still on it. He finally finished off that kill, but what cost? Can they catch up to him now? He's not gonna have as much speed. Looking for the glimpse, and again with the ward. Great play there from Slayer, and that's gonna be a big kill as well. This time around, Afterlife picking it up for himself. Great fight for Vega. It could have gone much worse. But these Roche bashes, Crystallize, he must be cursing at that big guy.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
so unlucky he got bashed. Like,
Oh god, Snako, what are you doing? Oh, well, that's a bit of a hook from Roger. They have the, he's trying to go for the Q plays for the Shadowy Amulet off the Glimmer Cave, but...
That Roche fight for NaVi was just a disaster.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were trying to plan to do there. It was a pretty difficult fight. They have wall, they have the wall, they have the vacuum, they have the static storm. Like, it's very hard to try to fight in that very condensed space. Sure, they have the... They might have the blood right, but in terms of AoE damage and control, it goes into the side of Vega Squadron there.
I mean, it was a pretty risky play in my opinion. Like, they could have just run over the enemy team and won the game if they managed to get the Aegis on the Bloodseeker, but like, they came into the fight, Bloodseeker was half HP from tanking Roshan. Like, Vega Squadron played that perfectly, really well played by them, took advantage of the fact that they tried to take Roche. Bloodseeker was such low health. He was full HP, and he got to run at the enemy teams with 10-second BKB. They really easily would have won the game, so like, they gave Vega Squadron a foothold back on the game, or rather Vega Squadron took it with well, they managed to take that Roche fight.
Yeah, it was also an interesting choice by Snako to reveal himself on that smoke. This is like, you know, randomly popping up in the middle of the river right side of Roshan. It's like, oh, I wonder where the rest of the other team is. So you reveal your position there. I mean, I can understand wanting to get vision around the area, but revealing your team and causing the collapse there. Dangerous plays, but moving forward, Vega going in for this top push. I don't think they defend this. Maybe they just look to trade the Mir Tier 1, which is pretty low already. So what are the next steps here in this game, Neff?
BKB is up on Viper now. Things suddenly become so much difficult after that fight. I'm kind of blown away by the amount that fight changes the game overall, because I thought NaVi would just take the Roshan and take the game, but Networth now swinging over in favor of Vega Squadron. They have Yule's finished up on Earth Spirit. They almost have just another 50 gold. Or no, he has the gold for it right now to get a whatchamacallit, Lotus Orb on Darkseer. Like, suddenly they have so many items, and once PL gets his heart, this is going to be a really back and forth game, I feel like. A couple minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, before that Roche fight, just like completely on the side of NaVi, and I thought they were just going to win the game. But that one fight changed it around. That's Dota.
Yeah, and Viper, G already showing in his Viper just how unkillable he is. He's, like you said, he got that BKB, and now he already has a Talisman Evasion, 2k gold away from having a full-on Butterfly, and I don't even see, not even just removing the talks about the PL getting the heart. I don't see how they haven't been able to kill the Viper just straight out. They're gonna go try to smoke behind him.
Yeah.
And G picking up a DD rune, so maybe this is high ground. They might go try to go high ground with this.
That's a good point. I mean, Viper's 12-2 himself. Haven't really talked too much about these scores on the course on the side of Vega. But yeah, he's the hero that they needed, and he delivered this game.
I mean, G, one of those classic players that would be more than happy to play these what most, I guess, pro players would consider boring heroes. G showing very great
No.
strength on heroes like Razor.
Not Viper.
I mean, you right click and then you press R occasionally. It's so
Yeah.
exciting.
But G likes to play these kind of heroes. He's totally fine and happy to, and he does do pretty well as we're seeing in this game. 12, 2, and 4.
Alright, so Vega establishing map control. They almost wrangled away that gold lead that NaVi have held throughout this entire game. Not quite just yet. I'm just using the aiders to try and clean out some of the these last other tier towers. Still one more standing here on the dire side. Are there any, like, is this hard and Phantom Lancer the next timing that they're looking for?
Most likely, they're only 2 quality gold away. I think I saw they heard the ages expire. So, in terms of fighting numbers, it will be now more on an even scale. But I think that NaVi perhaps just tries to stay away with them, but Jendi now getting her BKB, so they might try to go for it instead.
As that delivered right now, they look to try and smoke up probably. They have one on Soneko. And there it is. That has not been scouted out. Vega, they're grouped up themselves. They might figure, alright, we don't see anybody. Good chance that they are making a play like this.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. NaVi drew their line here on the map, and then immediately right after that, Vega drew their line. Oh, we're gonna go this way instead.
Yeah. So dodging this out for the time being. No one's sticking around on the side ground. Actually, Zayats might be doing that. Yeah, the smoke will pop. Sees them now, throws on a stun on everybody. I should be able to roll out. The hookshot will miss too, and this attempt will miss. Alright, so all of a sudden this game just turned a lot more interesting. By the way, a little bit of a news flash for the other semifinals that was going on simultaneously. VP versus Empire. Spoiler alert, that series is over already actually. Empire won.
Really?
Which is not something that I expected, so kudos to them. They will be the opponents of either Vega or NaVi in the grand finals.
Well, NaVi managed to beat them in the other bracket, correct? Yeah, NaVi beat Empire 2 days ago. One of the games that we casted together, but let's see if they took away something from the NaVi game and managed to beat them this time around. I'm excited to see how that one goes.
Well, this series is far from over, Nev.
That's true.
We all know how good you are with predictions, so if you're calling NaVi as the winner here, then Vega's chances just went up.
Oh, come on.
Just telling you the truth, man.
Grasp on these things. But I really thought NaVi would end up winning this game. That Roche fight was super unfortunate. Go anyway at this point.
Yeah, it was a big make or break moment for them there. But in terms of items coming out, PL's picking up that heart, so his capabilities to come in and out, dip in and out of these fights, and I guess in a kind of a way counter out the Bloodseeker. If Bloodseeker is not able to stay with them, that heart regen will slow down the amount of the move speed and the damage that Bloodseeker will have in those team fights. In terms of items for Radiance, there's now a gem up on Afterlife, Yules for the Earth Spirit, Hook coming in.
That's the offensive hook,
away,
yeah.
Actually.
Hook teleport actually. That's what we see every day, but they felt this coming.
Felt the pressure.
Yeah.
But
Does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense for Vega to go down this lane now.
I don't expect for NaVi to try to defend this tower. They don't have any vision here, so...
Roshan just respawned though, so if they figure this out, alright. This tower is gonna fall, but maybe Roshan is back up, maybe we can sneak that this time around. They've yet to scout it though.
I might be a little bit terrified trying to sneak that after what happened last time. Another fight like just losing the game. I think this next Roche, whoever gets the Aegis and Cheese, they're going to be on top of the game, but it's a little bit too difficult to push into Vega's Quadrant at this point. They're just so strong, the Viper's so tanky. trying to break high ground when they have all those shrines there as well. They only have so much burst damage with Lina spells, Pudge. And, like, once you use Global Silence, you want to take down these heroes under Global. You don't do that, and then suddenly you're in a pretty bad position. And you can delay how long it takes to kill the heroes under the shrine with high ground. So they're probably going to have to take a couple swings at high ground before they can really get. So I don't know. This is probably going to be a fairly long game, guys.
Well, Vega.
Yeah, I mean, right
probably
now,
going to be happy with that.
I think it falls into the court of Vega in terms of what they want to do. All the lanes are pushed out, so it's up to their choice on when they want to push. I don't think. I mean, NaVi does have the tools to initiate on fights, but I don't think they have the damage, just like you said, Nef. So, for the moment, it's all down. The ball is in Vega's court.
Neither team really strong enough to break high ground against the others. I really think that both, when we talk about each team having just Vega Squadron has the, I think they have a better chance of breaking ground and getting through, because they do have the DPS that continues throughout.
Butterfly now done on Bloodseeker on top of the Radiance, so they're actually gonna have a hard time hitting him perhaps. But yeah, Viper isn't actually going for an MKB either. Instead he has a Daedalus queued up after the Crystal is, so this is the solution that they need, just double down on the evasion.
Yeah.
Double down on the evasion, suddenly you see Solar set on free hero. Possible to kill? Maybe. Maybe. But Phantom Lancer's going for MKB right now. That could be pretty big. That'll be his 5th item.
Yeah, went for the Blink Dagger MKB.
6th item.
I mean, I guess he wanted to go for a more offensive build. He could have gone for BKB himself. NaVi does have a lot of ways to, in some ways, lock him down in some cases, but maybe he feels that with his heart now, he does not need the defensive capabilities of the BKB, so he'll just go full offense with the MKB.
Also that they end up needing something like that, either him or the Viper, ideally both eventually.
Yeah, I mean, they have some defensive capabilities on other heroes, like Darkseer is carrying a Lotus Orb, he has Surge that he can use on him, he has Guardian Greaves. There's a lot of ways to save the PL, and PL doesn't necessarily need to have those items on himself. Team Dota for you. He can focus on being much more powerful in his own right.
I would imagine also that he's going to probably pick up the 20 strength as well. In terms of his talents, he already picked up the plus 15 magic resistance, so in terms of the magical damage that NaVi can output, he's a little bit already tanky up to that. Oh, it's Crystallized might get caught on the mid lane here. But I guess he'll just walk away.
Both teams very timid, so I don't want to be caught out. Again, the next round of items in their inventories. Lina now with the Shiva Scout. Urina also almost level 25, so he'll get that after this creep wave. And yeah, going for the right click oriented build as is normal on core Linas. You just need him to deliver some physical damage, that's for sure.
Gotta put in those deeps.
There it is, this rotation. We scouted out, they have a ward there on the dire side to see what's happening. So Snake on the other side of the trees. That'll keep him alive now. They don't want to turn us around, looks like it.
This could be a pretty big fight.
Available. Now Doppelganger coming through then, will be able to dodge the blood rights. So far so good. Hookshot will connect on the ads though. That's how the ult now the global silence comes through. BKB and Crystallize actually able to man fight up against Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile G is being controlled up by Roger. And well, kill me. First one to fall here, or second one to fall after Zayatsu's. Now, no more BKB. Bloodseeker actually caught inside the Static Storm, dropping down very, very low. And will die to a lot of right click from G. Or anyone. Q in the middle of that team fight. Only matter of time until he dies. So Lina illusion of all things here. That, well, Replica did quite some work to back Roger with another ultimate here, just trying to deal with Viper, but more locking down for a little bit is just not possible for him. Dieback there from the Earthspit to make that happen, but Phantom Lancer survives, Viper survives. That's what we were talking about. It's really, really hard to kill these heroes, and on the flip side, it's not hard for them to kill your entire team.
Yeah, it was kind of obvious that at this point Viper's pretty much unkillable. They had a full dismember on Viper, and Lena was just pounding into him with full fiery souls, and he couldn't even bring Viper down to less than half. So if they can't even do that, and Bloodseeker can't take care of the other supports by himself, with the help of some help from General and Seneko, I think this game is in the bag for Vega. I don't want to claim it for sure just because Dota is a game where anything can happen.
Take it back.
Double damage.
Take it back.
Jirina has a DD rune. Can you do something with that? Can you kill these illusions? I'm like,
Oh, he can't.
Alright,
Illusions
let's
kill themselves.
keep in mind though, that was a 10-second BKB on Viper. We don't see level 20 coming out punch for the extra second on Dismember. There's a lot of X factors. Come on, man. G Arena.
Well, on a more positive note for Navi, they were able to recover the gem from the side of Vega. They did just repurchase another one, I believe. I'm not sure it was on now, but I did see Darkseer buy one.
Yeah,
It was given to Disruptor.
Yeah. But still, Vega have stabilized very much so far in this game, and even though it isn't really reflected in net worth, it kind of really shows just due to the strength of the heroes compared to, like, again, it comes down to the tankiness of the Phantom Lancer and the Viper compared to the Lena and the Bloodseeker on the other team. Speaking of Lena here, being in the middle of there, will get the kill on Disruptor, but not before he throws out the spell. His BKB will protect him for the time being and will last long enough for the TP out. Another gem on the deck. I think they, not sure if they covered the Crystallize. Yeah, he's fighting now with the BKB. So far, so good. Global Stance as well. The Rupture on Phantom Lancer. He's actually sounds up, but never mind. He's eats the cheese, I believe. Will be just fine. Darkseer caught on the side, and well, I don't even know what's going on anymore. They finish off Crystallize, trying to get more. The Yield Scepter will cancel that TP from General. And yeah, at some point, after this initial volley from the Dire side, the fight just ends.
It's exactly what I was talking about not enough damage, not quick enough coming out. Just becomes too hard to kill the enemies here if they have things like cheese in it. Super huge.
They always had Aloha deaths, but that cheese just eating or just taking away all that damage that they put into him.
Yeah, I mean, he would have gone down without that cheese, but he did have it, so they get to push the Rex here.
After skipping creep waves, there's still a few available here to break down the backdoor region. Seneko, oh god, so far ahead again. They have the dust. 4-star's not gonna save you, buddy. He dies. He does have buyback, but no global silence anyway for about as much time as he's dead for. Then the last man standing in this general area is Roger. He was still doing his best to keep the creep waves skipped. But again, it's not enough to save the tower. It is going to be enough to save the melee Rex though, as the backdoor region does kick back in now.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
They're not gonna let up so easily. Still, a couple of heroes dead. Silence actually no more buyback. Didn't think he purchased something. I'm just gonna let this Rex go. Vega coming back into this game.
Dire's bottom barracks
Very hard, and for the first time ever, actually, they took the gold lead.
Yeah, there was a brief period where they had like a 50 gold lead earlier when they took that Roche fight, but not for that long. Now they truly have a gold lead. They took out the Raxes to get a shrine. So much map control gained from that. They're probably going to be able to take the other one really easily. This was not what I was expecting when I saw that Bloodseeker purchase his BKB.
Well, at the time of the BKB, it probably felt that they had the items for it. As General might be looking for a hook here. They don't have.
Oh, they see Giorino with the ward though. Pops the BKB trying to run away. He's being kept track of, slowed down by Zayat. Bloodrite, 4-star, they keep him alive. Or do they glimpse on somebody else? Yeah. Damn. This is so dangerous here. BKB now down 7 seconds on the Lena. Where do we go from here? Like, is there any path for NaVi to get back into this apart from just trying to find pics of that of their own?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure because Vega Squadron right now they're all moving together. Even in this case where they're all on their side of the map and they know they're fine. They can see all of NaVi's heroes with their wards and the creep wave. for the most part, they're playing as 4, and the only hero not with them is their tankiest core, who has Aegis. So they're all playing by themselves, but they're all playing together. But they might go for this this play here on G. Can they find him?
Still has that Aegis for about 2 seconds, so it's about to expire. But now the vacuum wall onto 3 heroes. Bloodroid BKBs come out to protect against that. Global Silence as well would delay things a little
Aegis
bit.
is gone.
Well, he only used the Satanic, so he will drop here.
Amazing timing.
Yeah, can Phantom Lancer turn things around. Takes a lot of damage here from Lina. Sitting down the high ground. BKB is about to expire. Illusions still running loose. Zoning ult there from Disruptor. So trying to keep them away. Another glimpse back. They're just trying to stop the damage. Lorsorb will return dead Yules. And, well, Phantom Lancer back up to full health courtesy of that axe. And now General finds himself in a compromising position. Caught inside a kinetic field. It will finish him off. Crystallized to the side. That'd be the next one if he's not running away right the hell now, but that is Afterlife looking for another vacuum, but great light strike array, but will not stop the roll from Zayak. Yep, there it is, Yule Scepter. Keeping up, and of course, that doesn't work anymore. Crystallized, caught under the shrine, throws on the blood right, but he should still end up falling in. Maybe not. Giorina still in the middle of that, trying to turn things around. Gets one, gets two. Roger with the ultimate on an illusion. The supporting cast for the Phantom Lancer just dies to the fire. Roger, well, plenty of illusions. He will be helped out once again. Light strike array, and now Phantom Lancer is in a little trouble. Doppelgangers, everything off, but Giorina keeping tracks of him. Blink away, I didn't even realize he had that. But it's saving his life right now.
Huge kill on Viper. My god, that guy didn't have buyback either.
Yeah.
He was not expecting to go down there. He was not expecting his Aegis to expire in the middle of that fight. Super well timed by NaVi.
Yep. Marking those times out and realizing when they needed to smoke, so very well played by NaVi and getting that kill on that Viper. And guys, once that Viper was gone, the fight became a lot easier. A lot less meat that you have to go through.
I mean, without the Aegis and Cheese, they have just enough damage. I mean, if that Viper came back up in that fight, no way NaVi wins. But they played that perfectly. This is the kind of plays you see out of teams like NaVi, especially when they happen to be back.
No.
No, nobody?
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
on,
I feel just like the Disrupt. Kill me. Probably his ultimate on creeps. That's how I feel.
Oh, a bit of a farming ultimate, I guess. On the bright side, though, he is getting closer to his Agnum Scepter despite this death there.
It's gonna be pretty huge. You can pull out some BKBs.
Oh, yeah.
From the Lina and the Bloodseeker. And the Clockwork, not to mention. As General, gonna get a little bit of some love taps here.
To catch Dire Courier was a lunch recipe on it. So a halberd from somebody? No,
Halberd for Clockwork.
Roger? It's Rogers. Yeah.
We are
Haha.
Phantom Lance is a huge problem.
Already has it, yeah.
Wanna go over that for us, Foxy? Our inability to take down this, the inability to take down this Phantom Lancer in fights. Not much to deal with his AoE, like Pudge. A little bit panicky there, he... Ooh.
So they could TP'd out, but it got hooked. Well...
Anyways. But yeah, them just not being able to single out the Phantom Lance with all those illusions around. In fact, like, Pudge is just hoping for the best, trying to dismember something, because they knew they can't get him unless they grasp at straws. I think Phantom Lance is playing so well in this game as well. And he's too tanky to take down. He leaves, he comes back with his heart after a few seconds, so much more HP. Regens 265 HP a second when his heart's up. Wow.
Wow. Double damage tune. Roshan with a long respawn timer, so it'll work in NaVi's favor for the time being, but this double damage rune could still turn into a nice fight for Phantom Lancer. But yeah, as you said, especially with the axe finished up now.
I mean, we saw what Aegis and Cheese managed to do for Vega Squadron last fight. You think if they take this, they take another set of racks? I mean, I said that this was probably going to be a long game. I don't think I'm off the mark with that at this point. They wait for Aegis and Cheese before each racks they take. Do NaVi have the ability to fight into them with where they are in the game right now? If they decide to take Roshan, or do Vega Squadron just win in the Roche fight, take Roche, and then push high ground?
Well, if NaVi is able, or I don't know. It's hard to tell.
The hook actually lands there on the Earth Spirit and the glimpse back, but it still gets out of kinetic field. They have to abort this one. Try to bait out the double damage rather than take it for themselves. Meanwhile, on bottom, there's a bit of a fight going on here. Phantom Lands are dropping low, but not low enough. G-Arena, PKB, TP, all they're absolutely fine. Now, perhaps, all these rotations down bottom, perhaps this is an opening for NaVi to do what? Roshan not quite back up yet for another 15 seconds, so timing slightly off this time. There it is, probably just gonna leave an illusion inside. Yeah, they'll have the proper timing down. It's about max respawn timer, so. Well, tell me this got this. Yeah, there we go.
Roll shot up.
This is gonna be big, guys. This fight.
Yep.
This
Not if NaVi doesn't. Why is it?
That's straightforward. NaVi, they kind of split up here. G-Arena is not part of this. It does have a butch traveler going on the creep wave in mid, but that's being taken care of by a few Phantom Lance illusions. Roshan down below half health already. NaVi, they're not forming up. They're not going to be able to contest this.
General.
Oh, will they? Roger is trying to make plays. He actually fishes out a Phantom Lancer. They cancel the ultimate. The hookshot comes in. Q's gets the Aegis as well as the last hit. What a play! Disrupt the dice and back. Crystallize almost, but he's running down Zayak. Should be fine on that as well. Oh, maybe not. Stun. Creeps also following. The rupture. Yes, that's dead. What a play there! General, you freaking monster. That's what you are. Holy hell.
My god. Cheese too? We got the Aegis and the cheese and the roach kill.
And the last, yeah, you got everything.
He has it all.
Now Vega is angry. Look at this. Teleporting down bottom. Want to pressure this wave in and want to keep NaVi away from their base because middle lane, look at this. That's a huge creep wave coming into this. G-Arena there to provide the tower damage, and G, he's gonna get hooked out. BKB, but that will not prevent the right clicks, will not prevent the dismember. G pops his Titanic, no turns his rounds. NaVi, G-Arena, he's stunned up. But the disarm will make sure a Viper can't finish him off. Roger, giving his own life for the cause. This game. There's some dry spells, but damn, this is getting exciting. More exciting by the minute.
Whew. Man, I thought that Roche fight was gonna go not as well for them as it did. Just because the Bloodseer got zoned out, he got Yule's, then he got Aghanim's ulti Static Storm. So he was he actually almost died in that combination. But General making that hook in play, oof, very impressive.
Exactly where he needs to be. God. What
I think Vega might be a little angry here, and they're gonna try to just ignore the fact. Well, they say like, okay, the Aegis and the clockwork, it doesn't really matter. So maybe they try to just jump in here. They do actually have a double catapult wave coming in, so there's gonna be massive damage to the tower if they're not able to clear these creeps out. Which they will be able to do. They have pretty decent wave clear. Zayak.
Oh, that is. Trying to find an opening here, but so far NaVi hold on to the high ground.
Well, I guess I spoke too soon. Double catapult wave does not matter.
Then he's 7 slotted now.
The classic no boots build. Or boots and backpack build. But they will smoke up here.
I guess he's fast enough here without the boost.
Yeah, Seneko drawing the line.
Right. Full 5 in smoke here. They want to try and find something, but Vega, they're picking up on this, grouping up themselves.
Well, Scan's missing, but they have a feeling that what's happening here, so they swing on the
That
high
is a
ground.
smoke will break on Seneko, and the vacuum on 4 heroes! Follow up with the glow silence, but BKBs come out from either side. Where's the damage here? Silencer will fall first. Although Dance in the middle of that, trying to deal with G-Arena to kick him out of the Static Storm here. Actually mutes the Bloodseer, get good control on him, but G-Arena is still finishing up at least one. Crystallize eats a chase, but the hookshot defensively, the hookshot aggressively and the hook from Roger defensively. They're all in this arena of death, but it also called Crystallize. He will die the clockwork. He will come back, but I don't think he can play his way out of this one. Vega Squadron with the perfect initiation, 4-man vacuum wall to start this off with. They find the right targets. Phantom Lancer just making a beeline for Dandy, putting him under pressure. Crystallize couldn't react fast enough. Or in the middle of all of that stuff.
Yeah, game gets hard. It could have turned out much worse if Seneko didn't get that silence off, because Disruptor was just about to cast his kinetic kill Static Storm, and that fight would have ended much more quicker than it did. But they're still able to clean it up. The damage and the tankiness that they provide. The DD Rune now picked up on PL for this push.
Buyback already using Clockwork. Crystallize also has it. Might have to use it here. We'll probably time it up together with the Silencer, who is no global silence, but not that it's been all that impactful these last couple of times anyway. But that is the G Arena trying to get this kill, but he just doesn't have to control Roger with the ultimate on Disruptor, but well, doesn't have his own ultimate throw either. It doesn't really matter. Crystallize, okay, they get the Phantom Lancer here with their combined forces. Catch the right one with the Abyssal Blade, but he buys back. He wants to come back into the middle of this fight, and he is indeed bashes his own and looking for the revenge. Crystallize. He dies back here now. The game is all over. The rest of his team, though, from a lower dance, having some trouble dealing with Roger. Now gets stunned up again. Seneko right-clicking away to go to G Arena. He does get another doppelganger off. The double stun from Zayak on top of the vacuum wall. They bring down Dendy. They bring down Seneko once again. Eventually, maybe not. I have no idea. But the most important part, Phantom Lancer does end up dying. G Arena with another buyback, but they're doing the damage. They find the Zayats. They will find G as well. This is going to turn into full 5-man wipe. NaVi, somehow they have some life left in them. They used 3 buybacks. Phantom Lancer, he died back for this. He's not going to be rejoining this fight for another 90 seconds, so it's going to be down to Darkseid as well as Viper buyback. Are they strong enough to repel this long enough?
I don't think they are.
Can NaVi go tier 4s?
I guess you could say that fight was a bloodbath. Yeah?
It really was.
Huh?
It really was. NaVi now claiming the mid-racks at the very least. Yeah, they make the call. They're trying to end this right now. 25 seconds of Disruptor is the next one coming back. There is a fortification available. They will use it now, but
it's not enough.
Hard to walk across this here. No wall to help this. And now the control up on the Viper got his BKB off, but they don't even care. They're just finishing up the Angels. Kills me nothing. Throne means everything. And NaVi will be your PGL CIS qualifier finalists.
NaVi is back, everybody!
You ruined it, Neff. Why did you have to ruin it? You ruined the moment.
It's necessary. They're in the finals. Come on, man.
What a game. What a series. Vega gave it their best. But NaVi turned things around. Just about 1 hour it took them. Damn, 2-0 victory here now. They, like, let's all be fair, they have been looking extremely well these last couple of days. They already qualified for 1 minor. Now they're on the verge for qualifying for another one.
I want you to say it.
Alright, DFB.
Yes,
What went wrong in this fight? Was it an overcommitment there from the buyback on Phantom Lancer?
They didn't have the Aegis, they didn't have a cheese, and still pushing high ground. Like, pushing high ground is very difficult no matter what. The only reason they had the Rex before is because they wiped him out, and NaVi was missing heroes, so that's why they were missing the. They lost the bottom Rex, but when it came down to that mid Rex, they kind of got pulled around and pulled ahead and are pulled in different spots, and they couldn't, fight together. And then with the PL buyback, I don't blame him for buying back there. Actually, I think it probably was the correct decision if they believe that they could end the game there. But he just got stunned out, and the damage that Dendy was doing, it was just immense, and he just couldn't get away for his heart regen to come in. So it was just bad luck that happened to him. G playing an amazing game, 17-4 and 10. Just an amazing performance on him on that Viper. So just that one fight that happened for them where things just didn't go quite right for them, and just getting stunned where they didn't really need to get stunned, and fighting where in plot that they couldn't help their teammates out. So one fight can change the whole game, and so well played to NaVi.
Alright, and with that, NaVi, as mentioned, they will go to the finals of the PGL Close qualifiers. One more series win, they will punch their ticket to another minor. They're facing up against Team Empire, who actually knocked out Virtus Pro in the other semifinals match. Originally, the finals were scheduled for 2100 Central European summertime, but there was some schedule mix-up. I'll try and see if we can get this going earlier. I'll keep you up to date on that. In the meantime, though, you can follow us on Twitter if you enjoyed the cast at DragonDropDota, at NevSensei, as well as at DeltaFoxBravo. I hope you enjoyed the cast, and again, I'll keep you up to date with the finals and when exactly it is. In the meantime, stay tuned.